Okay. Hello, good afternoon, good morning. Thank you for joining us again in a second session of Startup Life. This time we are going to present you to Datumate, whose product DatuBIM is an automated and end-to-end SaaS platform delivering actionable 3D progress analytics for the construction industry. Today we have the chance to listen to Tal Meyerson, CEO of Datumate, and Uriel Shirazi, who will present us the platform. I don't want to extend myself, just want to remind you that at the end of the presentation you will have the opportunity to send us through the chat. Please use the chat questions for Tal and Uriel, and we will answer them straight away. Also, that please, you after the presentation, it will be recorded and it will be also shared with you, so you can also listen to it and share with your colleagues to help them, give them the opportunity to listen also to Datumate pitch. And just another reminder is, if you are interested to know more about Datumate and contact them, please write us, Luisa Morim, or to me. We will put in contact you with Datumate. And that's all. I hope you like this session. I hope you like what Datumate is going to tell you. Thank you very much for joining the Startup Live, and see you also in the next session. And now, Tal, please, it's your time. The floor is yours. Thank you for joining, by the way. You're on mute, Tal. You're on mute.
Okay, now you hear me. Good. So thank you, Ciro, and the innovation team from Ferrovial for inviting us here. It's a pleasure. Good afternoon, good morning. I would like also to thank Moises Hinojosa, Luis Amigo, and Chris Fudge, who are working with us from Weber in the US and already working with DatuBIM, with the platform we present on multiple sites in the US. And with that said, my name is Tal Meyerson, as said, the CEO of the company. I'm going to present Datumate. We're a construction data analytics company, and we developed a platform called DatuBIM in order to help digitize the future of infrastructure construction, means executing effectively large construction infrastructure projects. What are the challenges in this focus of infrastructure construction, which is our focus? The challenges here are the fact that those projects are project that takes a long time to execute. There are multiple people, professional people dealing with it, multiple companies. The coordination between multiple people and over time is fairly complicated. It requires a lot of collection of data from the field and processing it in the office. There are a lot of safety issues related to a large site with a lot of construction work, and there is always lack of professional, skilled, experienced people that can manage those complicated works. Effectively, it means that tracking time and quality and budget, if it's not digitized, it becoming a significant, costly work with miscommunication and requires a lot of reworks. And the root cause of everything is that everybody need to have one unified source of data, which is complete, which is precise, which is trusted, in order for those multiple people to be able to access this data very effectively, very user-friendly, visually, and to have much better collaboration in order to execute this complicated task. So with this complicated problem, we developed the DatuBIM platform. It's the first BIM for infrastructure platform, which is based on computer vision, artificial intelligence, and big data analytics technologies, where effectively it means that it's an enabler for collaboration that is facilitated by digital technologies in order to manage and deliver successfully the project delivery. What does it mean in reality? It means that the platform provide within less than 24 hours a complete digital twin of the site that can be accessed from multiple people from multiple places in order to collaborate on the data provided. It is the full documentation of the entire site continuously, week after week after week, during the years or month of execution. And eventually it enabled to manage not only the 3D digital twins, which are provided, the as-builds, but also the schedule, 4D related to it, and eventually also the 5D, which is the budget. How it's work in reality? In reality, it means that there is a sensor which is automatically collecting the data from the field. This is drawn with a camera, laser scanners, and so on. Those sensors providing the data from the field, which is uploaded to the cloud, automatically generating a set of models which are filtered from heavy machinery, vegetations, and so on. And then automatically the platform compare those as-builds in a given time, week 10 versus 9 versus 8, and versus the imported plan into the platform. So as-build versus as-build and as-build versus plan. This is the user interface of the platform, and Uriel will present you the live demonstration and use cases of it. We're working today with more than 100 customers globally. They are divided by and large to two groups: the general contractors like Weber, like Stadsbader in Belgium, like BAM in Holland and other places. The construction owners like Deutsche Bahn, which is the largest owner of railway projects in Europe, Caltrans, the Department of Transportation in the US, Iberdrola, utility. So those are the owners and general contractors that are using today commercially the platform for their needs.
A company like Datumate, it's cloud processing. So you can literally configure that to upload right to Datumate. The next morning you come to work, you've got everything done, right? And it's all automated. And then now you can have more informed discussions and conversations with your contractors with where the project's at. You can do your 4D, 5D.
So a voice of a customer, this is Mark Counts, who is the Chief Office Surveying from Caltrans. They are our design partner, working very closely, both from the owner side and from the general contractor side. So what is the value that this platform generate for both the owners and the contractors? If we take an example of a project, 24 months, $150 million of a budget, about 5% of this budget is professional engineering work, and the planned profitability of this project is about 4%. Using DatuBIM, we'll save 5 to 8% for this type of project, and the saving will come mainly from a direct saving on professional engineering work, surveyors, foremen, superintendents, field engineers, estimators, and so on, and the indirect saving, which is the total management for the project management, the control, the short cycles, the legal claims, the insurance, and the safety. The cost of this platform to work weekly over the project, over the entire project, will be between 0.3 to 1%, and the saving of 5 to 8% will net increase potentially the profitability of this project to be more than twice. Where it is going, so we're delivering this for multiple customers today. We keep developing the platform. We add additional automation with artificial intelligence and machine learning in order not only to manage the 3D, but also to manage the elements and objects which are built on top of the ground, like railway tracks, catenary poles, and so on. We are not managing only automatically the volumes of materials, but we will be able also to identify different stockpiles, different types of materials, and then actually effectively manage the bill of quantities, which is the budget. It's an open platform. We integrate with different software, scheduling software, other software partners that complement what we are doing. And very, very important, eventually people need to use it in the office and in the field. So we have embedded collaboration framework that enable people in the office to work on a desktop and people in the field to work on a tablet, and then open tickets, close tickets, and work simultaneously, collaboratively. With that said, I'm moving to the presentation of the platform and the use cases that will be done by Uriel. Uriel, please.
Thank you very much, Tal. Okay, special thanks, of course, to Moises, Chris, and rest of Weber's team for allowing us to share their live DatuBIM account with everybody today. I can access DatuBIM from any computer or tablet with an internet connection. And here on the map, you can see all of the projects that Weber is currently tracking. Let's visit the Macon, Georgia project, for example. So in the center, you can see the true orthophoto model of this project as it was actually 2 days ago. and I can zoom in and I can tilt the model. And as I move my cursor, you can see on the bottom right screen of my corner, the XYZ coordinates. What we see here is a survey grade 3D, 2.5D terrain model at an accuracy of sub-inch. And indeed, surveyors can extract DatuBIM's accuracy report and sign its products. DatuBIM supports a local coordinate system, like in this case for Weber. This model is not floating in the space. We support all of them, also in Spain with Iberdrola and other places in the world. At the top, you can see the timeline. This project is tracked currently for 5 flights. And by clicking the import wizard, users can add another flight, model, laser scans, videos, and more. DatuBIM has a built-in set of models and layers that allows the users to track their project. 3D texture, 2.5D surface, elevation heat map, contour lines. By using the diff tool, the users can overlay 2 models and see them together on a split screen. They can tilt them and they will be in the same coordinate system still. They can move the slider bar and detect changes that happened from flight to flight. On the left, there is a digital notebook that gathers and saves all the information that was generated throughout the life cycle of the project. For example, analytics or measurements, annotations, which are geolocated points of interest in the model, designs, and more. By clicking the Add Design button, Chris and the team can upload a design from any CAD software, for example, Bentley in this case, or Autodesk in other cases, and I can overlay all of them by clicking the eye icon. And we can verify, we can zoom in and see that the construction indeed is following the design. I wanted to show you a quick example of delta volume calculation. I will go to the toolbox. From the analytics option, I will choose the delta volume. And let's zoom in this area and quickly create a calculation. That's very easy. Anyone can do that. And as you can probably see, there is some machinery here in the area that I calculated. DatuBIM automatically flattens them. So they won't affect and provide us errors in the volumetric calculations. And we see now that we have about 2,500 cubic yards of fill in October compared to the base surface, which is August, the first flight. I can change the base surface to any other flight or design. We can see all the flights either as a table or as a graph. And we can even create a PDF report in a click of a button, so we can share it with the rest of the relevant stakeholders in this project. You can also see that the cut is marked in red, the fill is marked in green, so DatuBIM can provide visual aids to help project managers or supervisors to find mistakes or errors in the design, in the construction compared to the design. I wanted to show you a few more cases. These will be from real customers that allowed us to share them today. So I'll show them as very short video clips. In this case, this is construction of highway junction and a bridge ramp. And as you can see, the cross sections here every 20 meters. And in order to track the progress, to track the materials, we can calculate the cross sections with DatuBIM's cross section analytic tool. And we can see the cross section as it was in this case in March. And I can even walk on the cross section and measure it like a site surveyor, but even more accurately, since the surveyor will usually mark and measure a point every few feet or few meters, whereas DatuBIM's terrain model provides continuous information along millions of points on the cross sections. We can add another flight for comparison. For example, November or July. And we can also add the designs. So we see where we were a few months ago, where we are today, where we need to be in the future, and manage and track this task. So this is one cross section in the entire project. And here I want to show you a report that was prepared based on real engineering data extracted from DatuBIM. And in this case, you can see at the horizontal axis the station numbers every 20 meters, and on the vertical, the volume. In green, you can see the target volume of every cross-section. In purple, the volume that was in April, and in red, the one that was in May. On the left, you can see that the construction is following the design. Here, no progress at all. And on the right side, a leapfrog between May to April, but still way to go. This chart shows the percentage progress report for each and every cross sections, enabling accounting and high management to take more educated decisions, approve invoices of subcontractors and validate them, track the progress, and all of it with real engineering data extracted from the platform. And this chart and report shows the progress for the entire ramp or task for each and every flight, tying it directly to the schedule of the project. Here is another example, a strip of 5 miles of highway construction project. And in this case, the team used designs to work in DatuBIM. And on the left, you can see all of them, hundreds of designs and layers categorized into different groups and sections. And by overlaying the highway design, in this case, the project team verified that the construction is following it and that the road is not exceeding its planned limits. I want to jump to another case, few miles from here in this project, but I'll stay in my seat. I won't move. And here you can see overlaying of a structural bridge after it was casted. And the supervisor discovered that it was casted in the wrong place or deviated by almost 1 meter or 3 feet from the design. They used the annotation tool to open a ticket to transfer and submit this information to the project designer. And they had to do some rework here in this case, but it was much cheaper and much faster than the old traditional way. And as you can see, they could change the name of the annotation, assign it to different group and layers, for example, quality, change the status, write short description, attach file. And as you can see here, this annotation is pinpointed in the model, it is geolocated in it, and it is also a part of our digital documentation for further tracking and managing this activity. Once again, I will jump to another area in this project. Here there are casted bridge pillars, and the supervisor overlaid their design after they were casted, and he was using his cursor to walk on the top of the pillar, and he discovered that they were casted 4 inches too low. Immediately, he opened the ticket using the annotation tool. He created a report using a multi-points tool to measure the error and solve the problem very fast and very easily. One more example is managing consolidation process, in this case, at the north of Germany, close to the shore, with the German railway company, Deutsche Bahn. So in order to provide a good and stable and solid base for the rail track, the soil needs to consolidate between each and every layer. In this case, the project team created cross sections using DatuBIM, and he compared them between every 2 flights. Only after verification that the consolidation was fully completed, they could move to the next layer. And we saw one cross section in DatuBIM, and here is a report that shows many cross sections that this team used to track this project for a few miles of this rail track. That's all from my side today. Now back to you, Tal.
Okay, thank you very much, Uriel. So in summary, what you've seen here is an end-to-end 3D digital platform that enable, collect, process, and track continuously the project execution. It is providing to everybody that's dealing with the project a single source of real truth from your job site, which is visual, which is complete, So not specific data collected by a specific individual, but the entire site, and precise, sub-inch. It is focused and designed for elongated large infrastructure projects, those that are complicated to manage because they are very big. It is providing an effective collaboration scheme that enable multiple people, office, field to work together. It is proven in enabling more efficiency to the point of doubling project profitability. And very important, it is open to share information with other platforms or import information, digital information from other platforms. So this is what DatuBIM is all about. And thank you for listening, and we'll be glad to answer your questions. So if there are questions, we will take them now. And if there will be yet questions that will not be answered, obviously you can approach us, and we would like you to have all the answers to all the questions. Thank you very much. Ciro.
Thank you, Tal. Thank you, Riel, for the presentation. Very clear. We already have some questions here. I'm going to start first with a question myself. I would like to know, Tal or Riel, what is the right or best phase in the project to start using DatuBIM?
Okay, I will take it. So typically, from our experience with our existing customers, they are approaching us at the end of the design, where they're trying to verify the design versus the actual on the ground, where they need to do a verification at the end of the design stage. And they typically take the first flight of the as-is of the area of the project, and then they compare it or verify it versus the design. And some of them are coming to us when they actually start working at the beginning of the project. So this is typically the optimal time for starting it. And this is our experience with customers so far.
Okay, thank you, Tal. Another question from the chat is, can you identify the different materials that are on the surface at the time of the flight, like asphalt, field, etc.?
Okay, so as we said, today we automatically manage the ability to measure and to get volumetric calculation automatically of different material stockpiles or layers. What we do not know yet today to do, and this is part of our roadmap, is to identify the type of materials. And this is something which is on our roadmap with additional sensors information, which is multispectral cameras. We will be able, based on the multispectral camera information, to identify the type of material, material A in stockpile A, material B in stockpile B, and so on. So as of today, the platform supports automatic measurement of materials, but the identification of specific materials is something which is in the planned roadmap for the next year.
Understood. Another question. Usually, who are the typical users of the platform? Who is the owner inside a company like ours, like Ferrovial? Okay,
so the general contractors usually use this platform for engineering and supervision work. So and it will be surveyors, it will be foremen, it will be estimators, it will be field engineers, VDCs, B managers. All of those that I mentioned now are today people that consume licenses and work on the platform for their different purposes. Obviously, the one that orchestrates everything, and this is the typical orchestrator of everything for us, is the project manager. This is the project manager of a given project. He's the one that gets and integrates the benefits from the multiple professional users. This is on the general contractor side. On the owner side, typically the work is less engineering, is more supervision of a percentage completion, of schedule management, and things of this sort. So those are the different end users and the people that we find out as the one that get the integrated benefit from the platform.
Okay, there is another question in the chat. I don't really understand it, but maybe you understand what the question is they say, what is your billing structure?
Okay, I guess they're asking how you charge for the platform that is being delivered, I guess. Yes. So it's very, very simple. It is licenses like any software. So if you want to use the platform, you need to pay license, to buy a license. The license is a yearly license. And the second part that complement the pricing is the usage. So we have users and usage. And what is usage? Again, a simple calculator. It says what is the area of the project that you want to cover with the drone or with the sensor, and how often you want to do it, like every week, twice a week, once a month. And then a simple calculator provide the total volume that is going to be processed a year. And then users and volume of data, those are the two that complement the total cost of using the platform.
Okay. And last question, because we are running out of time. Do we have to be drone experts to use DatuBIM, or can we have these skill outsourced maybe?
Okay, so the DatuBIM is as an end-to-end platform that is doing three things: collection of data, processing of data automatically, and generating the progress reports. Now, you're asking about the collection. Today, the collection is very much of a commoditized process, in the sense that we've developed applications that enable to prepare your flight plan from your tablet, push a button, and then the drone is flying for you. Obviously, if you don't have any experience with drones, then typically we are helping you with this initially because we are subcontracting the drone flyer. But in the ongoing work, like we're doing with Weber, like we're doing with others, typically there will be already a drone flyer in the company or a team of drone flyers, or it will be outsourced. So the simple answer, no. The system is agnostic to drones and to cameras. You can use any drone, any camera, and you do not need to be an expert, because typically it is done by experts that you outsource it to, or you have it internally in the company.
Okay, very clear too, and very useful. I think we are running out of time. We have answered all the questions in the chat. I don't want to take more time from all the viewers and all the people who are attending the meeting. We said that maximum 30 minutes, and we are sticking to that. Thank you very much, Datumate. Thank you very much, all the team, Uriel and Tal. Great presentation. As you know, we will upload it and share it internally. And we have any approach to contact you, be sure that we will do it very soon. Again, thank you very much for your time, and keep in touch.
Thank you for the initiative, and thank you for the execution. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.